Okay guys, I figured I'd finally do a short video on this code 4. I've been putting this one off for a bit. So here it is. I want this to focus here. So this is the Cold Steel Code 4. It's a tactical blade designed by Lynn Thompson, I believe. This is the Demko Triad lock, which we know is like super strong. Yeah, and it's I'd say this is like one of the most perfect knives that you can get, especially for the cost, but there's just one big problem, and it's this clip, and I'll get to that later. But we'll start off with a little bit of specs. So we have a blade length here of, let me get my field notes out here so I can measure this in front of you guys. Got some schmeg on the blade. So we have a blade length of a little bit over 3.5 inches from the bolster, just a little bit from the bolster, and then a cutting edge of exactly 3.5 inches. So you have a pretty standard sized, pretty standard sized blade. Let me wipe that schmeg off first. So yeah, as you can see, we have try to get that to focus. We have a satin finish on it, which looks really nice. And you can see there code 4. Just really love how the different bevels look, just different shades that you can get in pictures. This knife looks really good. This one is the updated model, so it uses CTS-XHP, which is probably my favorite steel just because of the balance of edge holding and sharpenability. Cold steel, Taiwan. See the other side. So you can see this is the clip point version. There's also a Tonto and a spear point version, and then they do also have serrated versions, but of course plain edge is my favorite. We'll get to, the deployment, of course you saw it was a thumb stud. You can open it pretty fast, no wrist. Just gotta get used to it, so yeah, just push on that thumb stud, use a little bit of muscle, and you can get that out really quick. And the thumb stud is also, try to get that to focus, it is ambidextrous, although it's shorter on one side, so you can use it with the left hand. Try to get that to focus here. Focus. But yeah, you can open it with the left hand. It's just a little shorter. What you can do is actually, you can use the flathead driver, you can swap that over to the other side so you have it longer for the left side, but it's still ambidextrous. So that's a good design there. And you can also remove it so it's easier to sharpen, like on an Edge Pro Apex, stuff like that. Let me wipe the blade again. I'm getting OCD about this satin finish, but that's what it comes with. It is really nice though, this satin finish, like I said. Really good blade shape, really useful. And I got this a good while back, I'm not sure when, but it holds an edge really well. I haven't had to sharpen it still. Shaving sharp, I've used it for cutting fruit and all sorts of stuff. What else can I say? Oh, the handle. Of course, this is really comfortable handle. Very thin knife, as you can see. I'll try to get a knife for you guys right now. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I have another knife for you. Just a paramilitary too, and then we'll compare thickness. So as you can see there, this knife is very thin, and the paramilitary 2 is already thin on its own. You can see the thickness difference. Focus. But yeah, you can see it's a good amount thinner. So yeah, this one carries really well in the pocket, and even though it's a thinner knife, usually thinner knives aren't as comfortable as like the ones with chunkier handles like the PM2. This is a very comfortable knife. This one is just very comfortable, no hot spots on it whatsoever. There's no texturing on this whole knife, as you can see. There is some let me try to focus here. There are some kind of like cutouts here, but they don't really do anything for you. I kind of wish they didn't add that. That's really unnecessary, but it's not a big deal, not a deal breaker. The handles are made of aluminum, and it's been anodized, as you can see, to this really deep, rich gray color. You can see I've got some spots on it here that have been scraped up, and I'll tell you more about that later. The hardware is all nice and polished. This clip also came polished, but I decided I'd brush it with some sandpaper to give it a satin finish. I just don't like really polished clips. That's the same thing that I did on my Spyderco PM2 here. Fill focus. Focus. Come on now. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try to fix some setting here. But yeah, you can kind of tell maybe that I put a kind of satin finish on it. Yeah, because I just don't like polished clips. And yeah. So getting back to this knife, the handle's super comfortable. As you can see, we have a double finger choil, so you put your middle finger in there, index finger in there. Very comfortable grip, no hot spots like I said. Very thin. You can also, as you can see on like a lot of other cold steel knives, they put this extended ricasso here, so you can actually choke up on that, and you won't get cut. You see that sharpening choil over there? It's just right there, so you can choke up on this, and you can have really controlled cuts. Works really well that way. And yeah, this knife has a lanyard hole too, so you can put on paracord or something like that. And yeah, this aluminum handle just looks really nice. It just really goes well. It makes the knife look really, makes it look more expensive than it actually is, which I'll say the price that I got this one for at Cutlery Shop was $75, which I think is a really great deal on this knife, because it's so solid, has the strongest lock that you can get, CTS-XHP steel, really well made, well built, zero play on the blade. Yeah, so we'll get to the main flaw in this, which is the pocket clip. Trying to get it to focus there. The pocket clip, the problem with it, when it's in the pocket, it carries really nicely, and it will never let go. It's not super deep carry, but this is the spot where I like it. Just a little bit sticking out, so you have something to grab onto. But yeah, it carries well, but the main problem is putting it in the pocket, because as you can see, this slot is just, this relief that they put for the pocket is so thin, and it kind of dips downward. What they should have done is make the lip go up, in my opinion. And you can see these are field notes. It can't even slip onto field notes. That's how thin it is, and that's really annoying when I'm trying to put it back into my pocket. Like, the only ones that it'll go into, that this will slip into comfortably are basketball shorts, like what I wear at home, or just like when I'm going around my apartment area, and some certain shorts that I have. So that's pretty annoying. If it weren't for this pocket clip, I'd be carrying this all the time. It would be one of my perfect everyday carry blades, just because of how light, how thin, how comfortable it is to use. But yeah, that's just one of the main flaws. Really hope that we can see some aftermarket pocket clips for this, because it would be really nice to see that. Maybe something a little bit more deep carry. But this, like I said, this is perfect, but a little more deep carry isn't too bad. And yeah, on the pocket clip, there's also it also comes with another pocket clip since this one is curved for right-handed carry, they also have a left-handed one that's curved this way, and then you can just use the screws from this part into that, and there you have that. So comfortable. So the ergonomics is just a very comfortable knife. No, like I said, no hot spots. Probably the third time I said it. Yeah, and you can put in this fist grip. You can put in a draw cut grip, and it's still very comfortable. Still not poking into you. The choils aren't poking into you. We have a reverse grip for tactical use, and I would say this knife, even though it doesn't have a lot of traction, it would be it wouldn't get out of your hand if you ever had to use it in a self-defense situation, I'd say. I'm not trained in Kali or any of those knife fighting martial arts, but I would say that this is a comfortable and very secure grip because of these choils. you can just, and the thinness, you can just get a really tight grip on it. So yeah, you can really do a nice reverse cut, reverse like ice pick grip, pickle grip. This is also very comfortable, so I wouldn't be afraid to use this grip too. The choil here, this first choil, kind of rubs into it, but it's not too bad if if you ever had to use it, draw cut, slice backwards. But I'm not gonna get into tactical stuff. I'm not trained for that, but that's something I've seen in Doug Marcade's video probably. But yeah, very nice knife. I would suggest this knife to anybody that's looking for a tactical knife but like you're having a problem with like just having such aggressive handles. Like this PM2 came very aggressive, but right now it's really smoothed out. The Emersons, like those ones are just super aggressive. They can rip up your hand like crazy because they're like sandpaper, but this one's just smooth, and I don't think I'd have a problem with holding on to this one. Yeah, I mean, it's a good everyday carry knife too if you're okay with the size. Personally, I'm liking smaller knives these days, like the Sage 2, but this is still something like I said, I would carry this regularly if it weren't for the clip. Would I recommend this knife? Like I said, yes, I would recommend it, but like I said, you have to know the downfall of that clip. You have to understand the limitations of that clip. You can clip it onto any of your pants. It just takes technique. It's kind of a two-handed operation when you're sliding this one onto thicker pants like the joggers that I wear. But if you can get past that, you have, like, I'd say perfect tactical everyday carry knife in your hands. Has a hollow grind. I don't know if I mentioned that one before, but it's just a really good cutter. Yeah, really great knife. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, you can check out my Instagram at HansBoyardee, HANSBOYARDEE, if you like pictures of knives, just pictures of gear. Yeah. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.